All right, welcome back. This is Dan, the bodybuilder from Thailand, caretaker of the Bodybuilding Knowledge Pro channel, and I am back here with you today to read some more from Ultimate Guide to Roids, the #1 book about bodybuilding that is as you see it. Okay, so bodybuilding as you see it. That's the way that you want your physique to look. Okay. We're going to be talking about testosterone suspension and Masteron today, okay? And so this book, Ultimate Guide to Roids by Dan the Bodybuilder from Thailand, it goes over how to get the physiques that you actually want to have, right? Like your heroes and stuff, right? So like if it goes into drug abuse, if that's what's required to get those physiques, I don't try to sugarcoat that or anything like that, right? I just say, like, okay, well, most of the physiques that you guys want requires performance-enhancing drugs, steroid, growth hormone, insulin abuse, okay? So since that's like the standard and people think that, like mid-level steroid use or like, average steroid use, they think that that's natural. Yeah, I have to burst your bubble a little bit in this book and show you really what's freaking up, okay? So there's nothing held back in this book. It's the best book in bodybuilding. It's the best book that's ever been made about bodybuilding because it actually shows you how to have the physique that you see your heroes have, It shows you and tells you how to get that, which everybody is always freaking lying. No one has ever told the truth about what they do. So I figured it out through my connections and shit in the industry. So testosterone suspension. I'm going to start reading this. The testosterone suspension part from Ultimate Guide to Roids. It's a 109-page ebook available for download. It's in the comments. There's a link to it, and also in the description of this video, there's a link to where you can download the book. All right, testosterone suspension. Testosterone, taken in its pure form, is called testosterone suspension. Testosterone suspension, also known as test no ester or testosterone no ester, is made by suspending raw testosterone crystals in sterile water or oil. This type of testosterone is 100% biologically available immediately upon injection, but is also destroyed and excreted from the body very quickly in 6 to 8 hours. Testosterone suspension hurts and usually leaves you with a small welt and some swelling for a few days after the injection. If you want to use testosterone suspension, I've found that the minimum effective dose is 50 milligrams per injection. The preferred dose to feel the full effects is 100 milligrams per injection, and 150 milligrams an hour pre-workout will have you out of your mind in the gym. Testosterone suspension is one of the few steroids that really packs a punch immediately. You can actually feel it about 45 minutes post-injection. This feeling lasts about 3 or 4 hours and peaks about 2 hours after you inject it. After using testosterone suspension for a while, I decided that it's something every steroid user should feel at least once in their lives. It reacts a bit differently than normal testosterone because of the way it loads up all your steroid hormone receptors in your muscles so quickly. Testosterone suspension blows you up and makes you hard, both body and cock. If you take it consistently, cosmetically, using testosterone suspension looks a lot like the effect of using Dianabol, not the effect of using testosterone. It makes you look different as a cosmetic effect. At about 45 minutes post-injection, you will start to feel your face get hot and it will probably turn somewhat red. Blood pressure goes up big time, and the main effects are aggression, agitation, paranoia, and extreme sex drive. Personally, I just keep my eyes off women when I've used this stuff. It's just frustrating. If you're going to look at a woman and lust after her on testosterone suspension, it's going to piss you off big time if you cannot act on that desire. It's better to just look at the sky or something on your way to the gym. Steroids do promote aggressive behavior, but they don't force it. You need to be mature enough to know to only use this in the gym. Don't shoot this stuff into yourself and then go to a bar or something. That is foolish, and you're asking for trouble. You're on steroids. You have nothing to prove. Everyone can already see you are big and strong when they look at you. No need to be aggressive in public or get into fights. Getting into fights while using steroids shows you have no self-control, zero, and possess serious small man syndrome. Don't be that guy. It's an embarrassment and everyone is going to think you are a loser. Generally, you're going to have some slight shakiness in your hands and fingers from the nervous system arousal of being slammed with the entire dosage of testosterone at one time. Other testosterone types release into your bloodstream gradually, but when you inject testosterone suspension, the entire dosage is immediately available in your blood. This is quite shocking to your system and feels similarly to drinking an energy drink, but different. Some thoughts that may cross your mind during the experience are things like, I'm not looking for a fight, but if someone wants to challenge me, I'm gonna make them regret it. Also, you may find yourself doing somewhat inappropriate behavior like lusting after every woman you see, staring at their asses for far too long, etc. You can't take this stuff and be a normal member of society. It makes you way too aggressive. I tend to go inside my own mind with my thoughts while on testosterone suspension. When using it consistently, I feel somewhat paranoid, frustrated, and annoyed. Stick to the gym with this stuff and use it sparingly. In the gym, you'll have extra energy and a euphoric feeling if you drink some black coffee with the suspension and really attack the weights. You will derive a distinct, all-powerful, and macho feeling from working out as hard as you can in the gym on this stuff. The pump will really blow your muscles up and you'll feel like a hunk during your workout. It feels really good. Along with trenbolone, testosterone suspension is probably the steroid that acts most like a recreational drug. A final note on testosterone suspension: you will likely have a spike in estrogen and need to take an extra tab of Arimidex or exemestane on the day you take an injection. Since the entire dosage of testosterone is instantly available in your bloodstream on injection, it overwhelms your normal anti-estrogen drug's capability to stop conversion of testosterone to estrogen in your body. This will usually manifest itself in a puffy, swollen red face with oily skin and itchy nipples. All right, that was the testosterone suspension bit that I'm sharing with you from Ultimate Guide to Roids, 109-page ebook by Dan the Bodybuilder from Thailand. Link to it in the description of this video and in the comments, all right? Now let's move on. I'm gonna read you an excerpt from the Masteron section of Ultimate Guide to Roids. Masteron, chemical name drostanolone, is really an interesting drug. Masteron is useful because it has some unique cosmetic effects. I have used Masteron in dosages between 350 milligrams and 700 milligrams per week. 700 milligrams per week is too much. That will make you the same way. That'll make you feel the same way Proviron makes you feel, like some kind of masturbating freak with the most impulsive sex drive ever. Not fun. At 350 milligrams per week, Masteron shines. 350 milligrams per week is a reasonable Masteron dosage that contributes all of its good qualities to a steroid cycle without the negative qualities that 700 milligrams plus can induce. An interesting side note is that Masteron was a first-generation treatment for hormone-sensitive breast cancer before anti-estrogen drugs like letrozole and Arimidex came onto the market. Masteron, Proviron, and DHT all possess nearly identical chemical structures and have potent masculinizing effects on the mind and body. Masteron, Proviron, and DHT all possess the special quality of being able to block the estrogen receptor. They don't block it nearly as well as Nolvadex does, and they don't destroy or remove estrogen from the body like exemestane or letrozole, but they do compete with estrogen molecules for binding at estrogen receptors in the body. The breasts and nipples are full of highly sensitive estrogen receptors. Breast cancer thrives when these estrogen receptors are activated by estrogenic sex steroids. Masteron was brought to market and used by doctors for the purpose of blocking estrogen receptors and outcompeting natural female estrogen to bind with receptors. In hormone-sensitive breast cancer, stunting the progress of breast cancer can be achieved by removing estrogen from a woman's body or by outcompeting, blocking the estrogen receptor. When Nolvadex and aromatase inhibitor drugs were invented, Masteron stopped being used for breast cancer. It's a good thing that the medical community was able to find drugs other than anabolic steroids, and especially Masteron, to treat breast cancer, because the massive dosage, 1,400 milligrams Masteron per week, they prescribed women with breast cancer more or less physically turned them into transsexuals, thereby destroying their quality of life after treatment and causing severe mental problems. A moderate dosage of Masteron stacked with a nice dosage of testosterone can be a great cycle. Masteron doesn't really build any muscle because it's deactivated moments after entering muscle tissue, the same way its brothers DHT and proviron are deactivated. An enzyme in muscle tissue called 3-beta-hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase deactivates any one of the three brothers when they pass into muscle tissue. Therefore, the brothers are masculinizing androgenic hormones, but not anabolic or muscle-building hormones. Masteron promotes a sleek, athletic look to a physique. It seems to add hardness and density to the physique by sucking down tissue that is soft, possibly dehydrating that tissue. When you begin taking Masteron propionate, you will almost assuredly become slightly smaller, more dense, more hard, and more resembling an athlete. This is a very prominent effect. The cosmetic changes to your appearance will start to manifest themselves near the end of the first week on the compound. One time I tried to do a cycle of just Masteron together with Winstrol only. It really sucked. I lost all fullness and strength. People thought I went off cycle. Make sure to have some testosterone in your stack while using Masteron. Masteron elevates your sex drive to outrageous levels. This effect is out of control at 700 milligrams plus per week. Constant sexual impulses. There is absolutely an increase in irritability and feeling annoyed on Masteron that comes along with the sex drive increase. Masteron is purely a cosmetic and mental effects androgenic steroid. It doesn't build muscle, but it does change the way you look, and it does change the way that you feel. The most common way to use Masteron is to look great while doing a testosterone cycle. If you decide to take, say, 1,000 milligrams testosterone per week and add 100 milligrams Masteron every other day for a total of 350 milligrams Masteron per week, it would be a fantastic cycle. The high testosterone dosage would make you big and full and strong and feeling good. The Masteron would send your sex drive through the roof and make you look dry and ripped while using testosterone. Another way Masteron is commonly utilized is in an equal dosage to trenbolone in contrast prep bodybuilders. The last 8 weeks before the bodybuilding competition, many amateur bodybuilders take testosterone propionate 350 to 700 milligrams per week, trenbolone acetate 350 to 700 milligrams per week, and Masteron propionate 350 to 700 milligrams per week. Masteron use causes a thick sheet of oil to accumulate on the surface of your skin. The constant presence of oiliness gives your skin a shine and polish that looks really good. I'm sure you've seen pictures on the internet of guys with this uncanny shine to their skin. It really gives a professional polish look to the physique. Unfortunately, the layer of oil slick that develops on your skin can cause tremendously deep cystic acne. And it really is like an oil slick, guys. Like you can actually touch your skin and rub it, and there's like an oil slick coating between your skin and your finger if you do that. Another side effect, I do not have acne problems from steroid use, except for if I use Masteron, or if I take more than 50 milligrams proviron per day. If I use Masteron, I will get some deep cystic acne in weird locations on my body. Your skin becomes so oily and shiny from Masteron use that your pores get clogged and bacteria grows inside, causing massive acne. The acne effect of Masteron increases or subsides with dosage. Masteron acne is a lot worse the higher you increase the dosage. Some people can't use Masteron at all simply because the acne will ruin them. For others, they may be able to tolerate 350 milligrams continually without acne problems. It comes down to individual tolerance and skin androgen receptor sensitivity. Personally, I can get away with using 175 milligrams Masteron per week without any increase in acne. Another side effect Masteron is known for is prostate enlargement. If you let estrogen levels rise while using it, this stuff without a doubt will temporarily cause your prostate to swell up, making it hard to urinate and giving you a weak stream. DHT, Masteron, and androgenic hormones don't cause the prostate to swell or cause prostate cancer by themselves. It's the perfect storm combination of androgens and estrogens that cause the prostate to swell up like a grapefruit, and eventually down the road can cause prostate cancer. Prostate issues are problems you really don't want to have to deal with. I've had my prostate swell up a few times before, and my reaction is always, all of a sudden, you can't hold your bladder and you have to pee every 45 minutes or wet your pants. When you do go to the toilet to go pee, it just barely dribbles out and you get a weak urine stream. Prostate side effects are the main reason I don't use Masteron often. Usually every time I use Masteron, I have to fiddle with dosages and solve a couple prostate flare-ups. All right, guys, so that was a excerpt from the Masteron section of Ultimate Guide to Roids by Dan the Bodybuilder from Thailand. It's a fucking awesome book. It's the best book on bodybuilding that has ever been released. So freaking awesome. Look at all these pages of awesomeness. There's a link to it in the description of this video if you'd like to download the book and read it. It will be a very, very good decision. And other than that, you guys wait for my, subscribe to the channel. See me around. Dan the Bodybuilder from Thailand.